What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. Yeah, the truck is filthy, but I left my diesel heater running and my fridge running, and it's cold. It's about, I don't know what the temperature is, but it's cold outside. I think it's like 15 degrees or something, and my batteries are toast. Check this out. It will not even crank. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into this dirty van of mine, and we're gonna grab, shut up, we're gonna grab 2 of these jumper packs because it's worked great on a C15. Buddy of mine, same temperature, C15, and so I don't see why it should not work on this. Yeah, it's 14 degrees. I'm gonna try to just do one. This one's 99%, but if it doesn't work, we're gonna connect 2. So like I said, I've used this on a bigger engine in colder temperatures, so I don't see why it would not work. But I always carry this thing back and forth with me now. I'd always press the clutch in because that way it's easier to turn the engine. It's a little bit sketchy taking my box off because my terminals are right there. So yeah, Jaeger Auto. I've used this thing on cars. It has not failed me yet on a single car. Like I said, I've even used it to jump. I've used one of these to jump a truck before, but when it was warm temperature. So we'll see if it wants to do it now. Boost. Almost, but I guess 1 is not enough when it's this cold. Which a lot of those people on TikTok, which TikTok is banned now, they're all like, oh, it will jump a truck, blah blah blah. Maybe when it's warm, definitely not when it's cold. Okay, I'm gonna hook this one up right here. Start that. Boost. As you can see, it's showing 12.6. Come on, buddy. We really need you to start. To drain this thing. Oh, if it drained both of them, that's crazy. Let's sit in the car over there. That's crazy. It drained it. I have never ever had this happen before. But it was cranking, as you could tell. Let's try to plug this in. I mean, luckily I have my jumper cables here. But man, it really drained it fully. It says 0%. That thing did not want to start. Yeah, 14 degrees will do that to you. All right. I mean, you get the point where we're at with this. It will not start, but I guess we're gonna go whip out the jumper cables and see what that does. All right, let's do that. So the story goes, last night I got a road call. As you guys know, I do roadside assistance on my home time. It was like 4 a.m., 3 a.m. and this guy was like, hey, we need just to jump. This guy's actually at a hospital. And I didn't realize he was a bobtail at a hospital. I thought he was like picking up a load at a hospital or something. And I showed up, and this guy, he had that freaking, that breathing machine on his face. And I guess what happened was they probably ran the inverter and it drained the battery, and then he tried to crank it too many times and it probably destroyed the relay. And I'm assuming starter went into protection mode or something, because when I showed up I connected my cables just like this, and then I tried jumping with this jumper pack, plenty of power, but truck was not even cranking. Everything was clicking, all the lights were on. But then I was trying to diagnose it further, but this guy was not wanting to move out of his driver's seat. He insisted on me to jump it on the terminals under the hood. And I'm like, dude, listen, I literally took the cover off the batteries and jumped it directly on the batteries. Me jumping it on the terminals under the hood is worse than me jumping it directly on the batteries. It takes more power. But regardless, your truck is not even cranking. And then there I am trying to explain this to his company. It's a company driver. And they're just like, oh, blah, 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 diagnosing. I'm like, this guy's not wanting to work with me. He wants me to just jump it. He's 100% certain it just needs to jump. And I'm trying to explain to this guy, like, it does not just need to jump. You have bigger issues. It was just a nightmare. So I just left, man. It was like 4 a.m. in the morning. It's freezing outside, and I'm having to deal with this guy. And I'm like, you know what? Just forget about it. It sucks that I wasted time driving out here to Granite City. I wasted like hour and a half driving. But like at this point, I really don't even care. But I doubt that this is gonna start right up. But worth a shot. One main thing is when you're jumping these things, you need some good cables. These are freaking welding wire cables. These were not cheap on Amazon, but they do work pretty good. It's showing 13.5. Come on, buddy. If not, I'm gonna have Melissa's dad come. We're about to go on the road together, going to the same place. This thing really won't start. This is the first time this year that I'm actually having issues with this thing not wanting to start like this. So yeah, I think I'm probably gonna just have to have him come on by and do it that way, because I don't think this thing is gonna go. Yeah, let's sort that out. Catch you guys later. I figured I'd continue the video as I stopped that day. Haven't finished it. Now we're in Nashville 2 days later, and we're about to get into this Nashville rush hour. But anyways, want to follow up on that jumper pack that I was trying to start the truck with. Yeah, that did not work.
There's a slowdown.
But I think really it was a lot to ask for, because I tried to jump the truck with another semi truck hooked up and a car hooked up, and it still would not jump. So I think batteries were just drained pretty badly. However, once I jumped my cables directly on the starter from the other truck, it fired right up, no problem. So I'm wondering if next time I'm in that situation, hopefully I'm not, at least not on the road, but if I find myself in that situation,
in a quarter mile, use the second from the left lane to continue.
I'm gonna try to jump it directly in the starter, because in the past, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Goodall jumper pack, the Goodall 10,000 amp, the best jumper pack I've ever used. You would not believe the power that can come out of a package that big. I know Melissa's dad, when he went to Bosnia, he left his truck running, not his truck, his inverter running. So it drained every little bit of battery it had. Why is that kid standing in the bus? Trying to be cool, I guess. It drained every little bit of juice it had, and it would not start. Not even the light on the door here was working. So that's how dead the batteries were. And then I hooked up the Goodall on the battery, and the battery started smoking. It would not even take charge to get jumped. But I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and hook this directly on the starter. So I hooked it up directly on the starter, and that truck fired up like it had brand new batteries. So like that was the point in time where I became a believer into good old 10,000. I've heard some people have some mixed feelings about them, some issues, and the warranty's not that long, so I don't know. I mean, it's pricey. If you want the good old right now, they're like $900 to $1,000, but it will start whatever you need to start. I'll tell you that much. At least anything that I can think of. And like I said, if it won't start on the batteries, try just jumping it directly on the starter. Because if you think about it, you're trying to charge the batteries enough, and then it's got to travel through the cable and get to the starter. Whereas if you can just give it juice directly on the starter, it'll fire right up. And the same thing applies if your truck dies on the road and you got jumper cables and you're trying to have somebody jump your truck. Just have them fire up their truck, bump the idle, and hook up directly to your starter. And that way, you're just using the batteries directly to the starter, and you should be able to fire up no problem. I can guarantee you that. And also a bigger thing is, you gotta have good cables, because the cables I have, they're like welding wire cables. The cables, a lot of people, they see like a thick rubber and they think, oh, it's a thick cable. It's not. You gotta look at the cable inside. What's the size of the cable? Like the housing is irrelevant. So, you know, you want some heavy duty copper, heavy cables. That's what you want. Or, you know, if you can even go to the store and buy some, you know, copper wire at the store, you know, some zero gauge copper, 100% copper. Home Depot used to sell it by foot. It used to be like $7, $8 or something. If you can buy that, get yourself 20 feet, and then buy some clamps, make your own, that'll probably work. But yeah, I mean, the ones I have, they're really good. I remember one time I was on the road and this guy was trying to jump his truck forever and with his cables, and I was trying to jump him and it just was not working because his cables were just weak. And then I hooked up my cables, and then we literally within like a minute it fired right up. Man, I hate Nashville. Like, look at this dude. What a dude. Mr. Range Rover. But yeah, I figured I would make a video and kind of end the point I was trying to make. So hopefully you understand what I'm saying here. And it was just a mess. So I left Sunday night, and then Monday I arrived to Receiver down in Memphis, and Martin Luther King, they were closed. Of course, broker didn't say that, and yeah, it was stupid. Me and Melissa's dad were both down there, as well as this other family friend. Well, not family friend, family member. So we're both just kind of hanging out down there that whole day Monday, and then I delivered this morning finally. And now I'm heading to Crossville, Tennessee, which, as you can see right now, we're in Nashville, and we're going east of Nashville, what I would assume would be about 100 miles east. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I can get something. That's an interesting vent on that trailer. I don't think you can even close that. They do sell a door where you can open it and close it. But if it works, I guess. That looks like a AC vent at your house, not a vent for a trailer. Definitely interesting, to say the least. But being New Jersey plates, nothing is surprising. But yeah, guys, hopefully you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you've maybe came across a different jumper pack that actually packs a punch. Because I know a lot of those people on TikTok and on social media, they tend to promote these jumper packs that promise this amazing power. You know, you'll have a jumper pack that says it's 8,000 amps, but then the jumper wires are like an freaking quarter-inch thick. They're not even that much. And it's like, dude, this is 8,000 amps, but the jumper wire is quarter-inch thick. That does not make sense. Even if it has that jumping capacity, which I know it doesn't, it's not going to be able to provide it. Like, if you look up good old 10,000, the freaking jumping wire is as thick as my finger. So you know that's going to provide some juice, and I'm convinced it will because I've witnessed it myself. But yeah, I guess no more blabbering. Hopefully you liked the video. Ask away any questions, and catch you on the next one. Stay safe, take it easy, keep on trucking.